Hepatostat here, coming to you live from the kidney. Today we have 3 special cells, 3 podocytes from the glomerulus. How you doing today, fellas?
OMG, I'm on TV! Hi, Mom!
Hello everyone, welcome to my Monday morning special starring me and only me, Chief Poto.
Let's just get this over with.
So I hear you guys work in the filtration department.
Yes, we do work in the filtration department. We live in Nephron, Kidney. Town's called Nephron, state's called Kidney. Live on planet Human, in the neighborhood of the Renal Corpuscle. P.O. Box 945. Send mail to me, Chief Poto.
Yeah, okay, but we work in the filtration department, and boy, I'll have seen a lot of filtrate in my time.
So tell me a little bit about the day in the life of a podocyte.
Guys, let me answer this one. Okay. Alright, so there are 2 parts to the renal corpuscle, which is the building where we work, and the glomerulus and the glomerular capsule itself. The glomerulus fenestrated endothelium, which means it has pores that allow large amounts of fluid to pass from the blood to the glomerular capsule, which is also known as Bowman's capsule. The fluid, or filtrate, is normally free of large proteins, red blood cells, white blood cells, and solute rich. This is the raw material that is processed to make urine. Within the Bowman's capsule are 2 layers, visceral and parietal. This is like our battlefield. The parietal layer isn't much help to us, but I mean, it's just simple squamous epithelium here for structural support. But the visceral layer though, man, that thing is amazing.
Mainly because that thing is me, Chief Poto. Hello there.
Right. Okay, so we cling to the glomerular capillaries because we have these special feed-like branches, which is why we're called podocytes. Yeah, we surround the capillary and act as another layer of filtration. The free layers of the filtration membrane are fenestrated endothelium of the glomerular capillaries, the basement membrane, and the blood processes of the podocytes of the glomerular capsule. That's us! We decide what can come in and what can't, depending on their size and their shape. Under normal conditions, this is a passive process due to hydrostatic pressure.
So you guys just filter blood to form filtrate for a living?
Are you implying that we're not important? We are the first step in urine formation. Do you even know how important that is? Does she even know how important that is?
Of course it's very important. Do you have any interesting stories you can tell our viewers?
I saw nitrogenous waste once. It was awesome. That's it? That's your story, kid? You ain't seen nothing. This one time, the glomerular filtration rate was way off one day, and it seemed like the intrinsic and extrinsic controls just weren't standing the ground. One of my arch enemies, albumin, snuck past the filtration membrane. I just couldn't stop him. He's an extremely large protein, so he shouldn't have been able to penetrate the membrane. He's definitely larger than 5 nanometers, but had he been smaller than 3 nanometers, well, let's not discuss what could have been. Anyway, me and Big Al, we go way back, but that's a different story. I was embarrassed to have let him through, but there was nothing I could have done. A glomerular mesangial cell had to come in as backup. The bloodshed, it was unspeakable. I'm sorry.
Oh
Tony, you're not supposed to be here.
no! I was just gonna...
You're not, come on, you're not supposed to do. Come on, you're not supposed to be here.
I have a meeting. Sorry to hear that kind of tale. That must have been awful to witness. You mentioned intrinsic and extrinsic controls. Care to elaborate on that?
Maculodensis cells, how could you do this to me?
Don't worry, I got this under control. Hello, it is I, Chief Poto, here to explain the intrinsic and extrinsic controls of the glomerular filtration rate. It basically adjusts its own resistance to blood flow. The purpose of the controls in general is to regulate the glomerular filtration rate. The rate needs to be tightly regulated or it affects blood volume and urine output. What my blubbering pal over here was trying to say is that it might have had something to do with the maculodensis cells if it had something to do with the intrinsic controls.
If it was indeed a case of these faulty intrinsic controls, the maculodensis cells may have been the perpetrators.
See, one type of intrinsic control is tuboglomerular feedback. Macula densa cells are in charge of responding and handling these imbalances.
The macula densa cells may have been taking an unauthorized break, which proves my initial point that I, Chief Poto, am the best asset in all of nephron kidney.
No, that wasn't your initial point, sir. Your initial point was to explain.
So anyway, another kind of intrinsic control is myogenic, which simply stretches and relaxes due to the blood pressure.
Interesting. How about the extrinsic controls?
Controls?
Guys, I got this one. Okay. Okay. They use neural and hormonal mechanisms to maintain systemic blood pressure. When the extracellular fluid is really low due to hypovolemic shock or hemorrhage, sympathetic nervous system's controls are turned on. Norepinephrine is released and constricts vascular smooth muscles. This decreases glomerular filtration and restores normal blood pressure and volume. Renin-angiotensin-aldosterone mechanisms is the body's main mechanism used to raise blood pressure. It indirectly affects the glomerular filtration rate. The way it works is that the low blood pressure causes granular cells of the juxtaglomerular complex to release renin.
Wow, it seems like there are a lot of things that affect glomerular filtration. Is it difficult to cope with such a stressful and sensitive job?
You don't even know the half of it. You don't even know about the pressures that affect filtration. It doesn't stop at controls.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Really doesn't.
Oh my, would you like to explain the pressures you're talking about?
Well, there are inward pressures and outward pressures, and the inward pressures work against us and inhibit our formation of filtrate, and the inward pressures are my arch enemies.
Yeah, he has a lot of arch enemies.
I've been on the front line for over 6 decades. It is a battlefield out there where you don't even understand. But except for those outward pressures, they're really nice. They're really nice. They help us by pushing water and solutes out of the blood and across the membrane, across the filtration membrane. Oh, good guys.
Well, there you have it. Everything you've been dying to know about glomerular filtration and the renal corpuscle. Join me again next week when I interview those crazy salivary glands.
With special guest, me, Chief Poto. Stay tuned.